Hey readers, this is Caitlin and I'm back with some more reading recommendations for you. As some of you might know, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe is a really popular fall romance book, and despite being published in 2023, it's climbed back up the holds list here at the library. It follows Jeannie, who is gifted the Pumpkin Spice Cafe by her Aunt Dot, who's ready to travel some more. So she moves to this small town and escaping her drab city desk job. And this is where she meets Logan, who's a grumpy local farmer. Now he tries to stay out of the small town gossip, but he can't help but be drawn to Jeannie, despite him finding her a little bit irritating. Luckily for you, the library has made some changes, and through October, you can check out the ebook of the Pumpkin Spice Cafe instantly on Libby. However, I do have some other recommendations for you. Number 1. The Haunted Ever After by Jen DeLuca. So this is a haunted house romance. It is set in Florida, so you don't really need the sweater warmth for this novel, but you know, the Florida heat will keep you warm. This follows Nick, who is a local coffee shop owner in Boneyard Key, this small town. And Cassie Rutherford is moving from her city job to this small town. She's just purchased a house, which she finds out is actually haunted. So her and Nick decide to go on this journey through this ghost tour and learn more about the house. And as they do this, they see some sparks between the two of them. You'll have to read on to figure out what happens next. The second one is Accidentally Amy by Lynn Painter. So this has a pumpkin spice latte meet cute, so you might want to grab yourself a pumpkin spice latte to enjoy while you read. But this takes place in the city, so we're moving from small town to the city. And Isabella is at the coffee shop. She's grabbing her pumpkin spice latte. She's running late for her new job. And the barista keeps calling for Amy, who has this pumpkin spice latte, but Amy's not showing up. Isabella goes and grabs it and immediately turns around and dumps it onto the man behind her. Turns out he's okay with it. They decide they're going to meet at a later date, but their meeting comes a little sooner than they expect. The man that Isabella dumped the coffee on is actually the vice president of her new job. He doesn't take too kindly to her explanation of the name mix-up though. What happens next? Number 3, Picture Perfect Autumn by Shelley Noble. So this takes a step away from the romance, but the unlikely friendships will still leave you feeling warm and fuzzy inside. So Danny is a famous photographer who doesn't really know how she got famous. She knows that there's a spark missing from her photography though, and as she's on a shoot in an antiques barn, she finds this envelope of photos and she notices the spark in them that she wants to put into her own work. This leads her to a small town where she finds 80-year-old Lawrence. And Lawrence is a pretty grumpy man. He doesn't like photography because he believes that's the reason that his family was ruined. But Danny keeps pushing and says, hey, I need to figure out what's going on. Lawrence opens up to her, but soon Lawrence's grandson Peter comes into the picture and he thinks that Danny is going to steal Lawrence's fortune. So it's this very twisted triangle between these 3 characters, but as they learn more about each other, they learn they're a lot more alike and they discover things about themselves in the process. My last recommendation is for you apple fall lovers. So if you think apple when it's fall rather than pumpkin during fall, this is the novel for you. So it's called The Honeycrisp Orchard Inn by Valerie Bowman, and it follows Ellie, who is dumped by her boyfriend and fired from her job in 24 hours. She obviously has no place to live because she was living with her boyfriend, so when her mom calls and says, hey, you want to come back and help with our harvest festival back home? Ellie takes the chance. She goes back home and she's ready to move into the apartment that's above her parents' inn, only to find out that it's already occupied by Aiden, who is the son of the orchard owners. The orchard and the inn in this small town kind of work together. They've been these family businesses that have been running for a long time, but they're facing hard times. The upcoming Harvest Festival is really the last opportunity for them to save the businesses. So Aiden and Ellie decide to kind of work together and they're gonna save the inn and orchard from failure. This is a very cozy, again, small town romance that you don't wanna miss. There is a little bit of a wait list on it right now, but you'll get it sooner than you will the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, so add it to your list now.